check. You already know what's going on, man. It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are broadcasting live at Artist Studios. It is the industry's most wanted podcast. Shout out to my co-host, Doerilla. What's happening?
What's going on?
Hey, facts, man. Listen, you gotta scoot all the way up in here. Let them see you real good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Listen, I got my brother from another, somebody that I've been rocking with, that's been rocking with me for years. You know what I'm saying? This ain't our first time. This ain't our first rodeo. This ain't our first time doing this.
Facts.
Shout out to Maxpayne Shawty. Like, appreciate you. You've been rocking with me for a long time. You know, I'm grateful. You came through a couple times when I was still at Highly Unique Radio.
Right.
Introduce yourself.
I am Maxpayne Shawty. I am King 808 God on Instagram. You know, you can follow me. You get with me for the beat, studio time, mixing and mastering, audio engineer, and just a work of art if you know, into being creative.
Facts, man. Listen, I respect your grinds, first and foremost. You really out here doing it. You really out here working. You really out here representing your brand and yourself. And we've got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
And I appreciate you too.
Of course. So listen, you know, I always like to take it back a little bit because I want my listeners, our listeners, to really understand your journey and where you came from. You know what I'm saying? So before we dive into what you got going on now, let's take it back. Tell everybody where you from originally. Like, where were you born?
I was born in Augusta, Georgia. I was raised in a small town called Artist, Georgia.
Okay.
You know, I grew up around a lot of gospel, a lot of blues.
Dope.
My family's just dope, so it's like all the music comes from my family. So, you know, in the arts of James Brown and jazz, and you know, I mixed it with everything. So,
yeah. That's dope. So, as a youngin', as a jit, what you was into?
Well, as a youngin', as a jit, I couldn't get into much because my mom was like this. She was like this gospel singer that, you know, we went all over the world.
Yeah.
We played the instruments for my mom.
That's beautiful, though. That's
so,
a beautiful thing.
It was like the gospel Jackson 5 all the way until we got like 13, 14, and then, you know, real life kick in when you turn teenagers and stuff. So we took different paths, but all my sisters can sing. My little brother, he played for a lot of famous gospel groups, so he's bad. Like, we all got the gift, so.
That's really dope, man. At what point did you transition to the Atlanta area?
I moved to Atlanta in 2006.
Okay, so you've been out here for a minute.
Yeah, I've been here almost 20 years, 15.
You've seen a lot of change out here.
Yeah.
I love this city, man.
Yeah.
I always gotta pay homage. So does Doerilla. Exactly. I call us transplants. We transplants. We all from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? A lot of most people. It's kind of like Florida. Like, most people ain't from there, but they live there now.
Right.
You know. But what made you decide to come to the A?
Well, what made me decide to come to the A was, you know, I was down back home doing my thing at a young age, and I had got in contact with this dude named Shy back in the day, and he owned Dirty Money Records, which that's what he did. He ended up getting his name from that company. Okay. So they did a payout for Dirty Money, but Shy owned it originally in 2006. He was the first one to sign me. I was 17. So he signed me, and you know, that was during the time of DJ T-Rock, the Pool Palace. D4L was just now starting to get on the rise, and the first person I met in the studio was Shawty Low on Bankhead. First person ever.
Long live Shawty Low.
First person ever played my beats. You know, gave me a pat on the back and told me keep doing what I'm doing. And then to this day, you know, even in his passing, like people like Pud that used to own Toe Jam, the mixtape store on Bankhead, the longest one before it closed. Pud gave me a lot of Shawty Low stuff that ain't been released, and I just got it sitting there.
Shawty Low was, you know, long live Shawty Low, man. Yeah. He's one of the realest souls that I ever met. My first year that I moved here, I was doing all my events at the time, which was called GME Lounge, Grown Money Entertainment, off of MLK. Right. And I did my birthday bash, and Shawty Low came through and turned the stage up, and just off of love, you know, happy birthday, let me come. When I say that place was packed, like you couldn't move, you couldn't breathe in there.
It's crazy because I was there. I was at the Pool Palace when they did the Pool Palace video with K-Rab and my boy YG. He was in the video. He was actually on the song. And BHI, I think that was the group name back then, or something like that. But you know, the Pool Palace song came out, and we all used to do the little jig. Like these little young cats, they don't know about it, and I'm still young too. But I grew up in those times to see Atlanta in its stages of being bigger than life. Facts. You know?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. you know, let's also kind of, you know, take it back as well. You know, you obviously you have a musical background. You said that everybody in your family, including your mother and your sisters, is involved in music in some way, shape, or form. So it's safe to say that's how a passion grew for you. But, you know, for you personally, what made you decide music was for you?
Well, music was for me because I felt like I don't know how to read music. So, you know, I'm a 5-year-old picking up a bass guitar just like this, playing it. We got videos and stuff, and it was just like people would go crazy over that. That's why I'm kind of going back to my roots now.
Yeah.
Because I noticed, you know, with me just being a producer and, you know, artists on the side, like, people gravitate to me when I start pulling out my guitars and showing them different stuff, right?
People love that, especially when they are not involved. They're so intrigued by it.
Correct.
Exactly.
Correct. So I took that as a child. Like, I felt the music in my soul. Like, nothing couldn't come on TV. I used to want to jam, and I'd be like, I want to make something like this. And then Fruit Loops came out. And when Fruit Loops came out, that's when I started producing. I took my mom's Gateway computer and I loaded it with all kind of stuff she was mad about.
Gateway.
You know what I'm saying? You know, took the Gateway computer, loaded it down with all my sounds, and figured out the program. Watched a few little videos. The internet was just now like coming to life, like YouTube was just now coming to life. I remember all that. Yeah. So I was so heavy to get the beats done and upload them on SoundClick back in the day. SoundClick was the joint.
Right.
So I was uploading on SoundClick. My SoundClick page is still up to this day. So I uploaded the beats on there, and then people started hitting me up like, yo, I want this, I want that. I'm like, wait a minute. So that's when the green light hit. I was like, yo, these beats gonna get me out of here. So the beats is what got me out of there. But when they find out I'm an artist too, it's crazy. Then when they find out about all the instruments, it's even more crazy. So, you know, I'm just, I took the music because I love music. Like, my leg don't stop wiggling because my mom told me the music lives in my legs. So even when I'm asleep, my legs just be going.
That's so crazy. Yeah. Like, I lay in the bed at night. My doctor says I have what's called restless leg syndrome.
Yeah, but it's the music.
It's the music.
Yeah, that's exactly
I be laying in bed and I can't, like, my legs be just shaking. Or if I'm sitting there watching a movie, my I'm like, and I don't even notice I'm doing it at first.
And nobody else understand that, you know?
Right. I got that too, bro.
Yeah,
we got the same shit. That's so dope, man. Sure. Doerilla, let's let you chime in, man. This is my co-host, Doerilla. We've been working together a long time.
You know, salute. Yes, sir.
He's an artist as well. He produces, he engineers.
Dope.
You know, he's a dope mechanic if you ever need your car fixed. Certified, like, you know. Well-rounded. So, Doerilla, holla at my bro, Maxpayne Shawty.
Hey, look, you know, just like you said, I was intrigued when I say the guitar, because, you know, doing music in this time, you know, with Fruit Loops and all the digital stuff, it's like people lose the whole thing of being able to actually play an instrument.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So it's impressive when you see somebody pull it out. It's like, oh shit, he finna give me something, you know, this different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it already get your attention right then and there, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like going back to that, because you was going back to it, it's like, I feel like it's a big move, because it's like it separates you from everything that's going on. Because like with me, you know, like I be wanting to hear some real music. You know what I'm saying? Like I get tired of hearing the same thing over and over again.
Some real instrumentation within the
And you know, so it's like for me, it's like it instantly made me want to be like, okay, let me go check out something, see what's going on.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, I agree. You gonna play for us today?
Well, no, I'm actually at the song play because I didn't bring a chord with me.
Okay.
But in my new video, you will
can
see,
act like a rock star. You know what I'm saying?
in my new video, you gonna see me play everything.
That's so dope.
Yeah, I'm coming out hard. I had the idea of, you know, I watched a lot of Boosie Collins, James Brown, and Prince. All these stage shows, Andre 3000.
Yeah, all the greats.
Nobody did what I'm doing since Andre 3000. Maybe B.O.B. I can give him his credit, but not like a real turned up into that mode. So I'm that.
Listen, I'm gonna say what I peeped from that. Everybody you just named is off the wall. They're different.
Right.
Prince.
Yep.
You know, for everybody knows Prince, but you know, of course, if you watch like the Purple Rain movie and stuff like that, he was, dressed different, wore his hair different, but he was a fucking genius.
Correct.
What I like to quote from Prince all the time is he talked about using your voice as an instrument because that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I say that all the time, and that's where I got it from. Andre 3000, same thing.
Yep.
Always dressed funky and different.
Yep.
And who else did you name? You named one other person too.
James Brown.
James Brown, same thing.
Yeah.
So, of course, you know, there's an ant right there.
Oh, damn, I ain't even noticed.
But same thing, it's like, you know, man, you are fitting right into that category. You gotta be different.
Yeah, for sure. And my thing is, with the idea, you know, I came up with, you know, I watched this certain performance of Boosie Collins from 1978. And I watched it so much that I was like, I'm gonna recreate this. So I took his I'd Rather Be With You song and turned it into I'd Rather Smoke With You.
Yeah.
So I'm telling the babe, you know, smoke one with me. Like, you know, I want you to roll up with me. We finna do what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm back on that. And I've been letting out clips and people been like, yo, Max got on a wig and everything. But once you see the video, you're gonna understand where I'm coming from. It's gonna set me apart. I don't wanna be out here, you know, sounding like everybody else. I'm something else. I'm
period.
I'm going iconic. Like, I'm thinking outside the box. I'm not thinking regular. I don't want to be out there. You know, I did all the trap rap. I got songs with everybody.
Anybody, I mean, really, like, I'm not saying anybody, but that's kind of the easy way out.
Yeah,
you know
I did all that. Like, I got songs with, you can name whoever. I got songs with legends. So it's like, my thing was, they taught me, they were like, you know, the man with the talent to win. They were like, Max, you need to show all that and don't be scared of it. Because at first I was like, they ain't gonna accept me, you know, like this. But at the end of the day, I woke up after I lost my sister last November. So when she died, it woke something up in me. It was like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna show the world.
God rest her soul.
Yeah. And she was like my biggest fan. Shout out to Tuka. God bless her soul. But she was my biggest fan. She supported me, and her and my sister Tab and my other sisters, all of them supported me. But Tuka, she would wear my shirts and everything. Like, she really was my big sister. She supported me. So when that pierced me like that, I went through a dark stage, and then, you know, just watching how it tore up my family like that, it hurt it. So what I did was I said, you know what? I'm gonna do this in the name of her, which I created my management company in the name of my sister, which is URT Management. So we got a records management company where we manage artists like the artists I'm gonna introduce today. And then so far and so on, we've been helping artists. I launched the music productions in 2018, but in her name I did that because her gospel group name was True. So I turned True backwards and made URT. So everything I do, my sister told me before she died, she said, give them everything, brother. So this is for you, and I'm giving them everything.
That's what you gotta do. You have to live that legacy through people who believe in you.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I lost my sister back in 2012, and she was like the first person that really believed in me when I wanted to jump in this music business. She was there with me when I got my first award, and you know, like, it was just so dope. So I feel the same way. It's like they wouldn't want it any different. They want us to continue on and push on.
Correct.
Let's talk about your production.
Okay.
Who was the first artist, maybe besides yourself, that recorded on one of your beats?
Donnie Montana.
Talk to us about it.
Donnie Montana from back home, real Burke County person, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy. Donnie would come over to my house and eat up all the beats I made for nobody else to get none. So he was one of them. Like, so I would practice on Donnie, and then you know, that led to me recording others from different places, Columbia, Augusta, you know, Burke County, Statesboro, Savannah, wherever they was from. Best believe they was coming to my little Matchbox house with the studio in it back then. We had the fan and the wonder. It's on YouTube. It's up on the Maxpayne 2 Face. If you go back in time, type in Maxpayne 2 Face, you'll see all where I come from. So, you know, I really come from that. I come from that, you know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, where I'm from, you know, I call Sardis a funky ghetto-ass town. So, where I'm from, you know what I'm saying, they really showed me love, and my family is all over the place down there. So, it's like the whole family doing music, you ain't got no choice. So, I was the first one to pop up with a studio outside of this DJ named King Arthur, which is my first cousin also.
Okay.
And he showed me a lot of stuff on equipment. Shout out to King. You know what I'm saying? My uncle was the first person ever to put me in the studio, Uriah Warren, and we call him Gambini. He put me in the studio. My mom was mad. Ooh, Lord. She was mad, but my uncle took it because he seen something in me. And he taught me how to, I used to just make beats and just make the beat all the way through. He taught me how to break up the beat. He used to play me a lot of Tupac records, so I had to listen to Tupac every day. He made me listen to Tupac every day. So that's when I was like, I want to be like Dre. So that's when I started making like a lot of West Coast stuff. Yeah. And then mixing it with down south stuff. So, you know, that's where that come from. You know, I watched Dre for years. And then, you know, people like Kanye and all them, we menaces out here when it comes to controlling sound, you know?
Absolutely. So we talked about the first artist that recorded to one of your beats, your production. What would you say has been one of your favorite songs that's been put out to one of your beats?
My favorite song that's been put out to one of my beats is actually gonna be Styles P on the Phantom and the Ghost album. It's called The Other Side. Okay. Styles P gave me a shot in New York. I was in New York doing my thing. You know, I was with For Real though, and then I had a partnership deal. And then, you know, they took me Junior Mafia, Lil C's, all them bangers, all them my people for real. And then all Tupac homies is my people too. Ace Rider, people from the Outlaws and stuff. Lil Suge, that's my right hand man, like sort of like my business partner. So it's like I got best of both worlds. So I got down south, and then New York showed me so much love. I started producing for a lot of legends, like Lord Jamar, Texas Steel, Smith and Wesson, the Locks, Styles P. I'm in the studio with Jada. I'm in the studio with Just Blaze. Like, I took a picture in front of all Jay-Z Grammys in the glass back in the day. Sheesh. I'm in Rockefeller with Lenny S.
Talk about motivation.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, when you do the research and history on Max Payne, like, I've been around for years. Thanks. Like, I've been trained by the best, so I can't do nothing but give you the best of me, you know?
That's right.
And as far as Atlanta-wise, yo, man, I can't do nothing but love this place. Why? Because I'm about to be going up for my 3rd award at Atlanta Hip Hop Awards.
Congratulations, bro. Shout out to Rico.
Yeah, I love them. And then they see my hard work, so I'm like, thank you. And you know, OG Hood Rich, shout out OG Hood Rich. Yep. And you know, everybody that's on the committee over there. So, you know, I run around Hot 1079, showed all my artists love. They sent me a link to put all my artists on the radio, and I messed around and sent too many. And they was like, yo, Max, how many people coming? But they took all of them. They took all of them, you know what I'm saying?
Dope.
So, and I'm taking people straight out the streets. You know what I'm saying? These my homies, so they got good music. So I'm like, look, bro, I can help you if you want to help yourself. We can go all the way. You just got to work hard as me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Did the Breakfast Club, did This Is 50 with Jack Thriller.
Shout out to Jack Thriller.
You know, that's my boy, man. Yeah, so I'm going to go back and revisit all those with what I'm doing now. And I couldn't come back without visiting Tampa first, because me and Tampa locked in. She been knowing me for a long time. Long time. So she watched me work. And then the last time I saw Tampa was right after that, when I came out the Breakfast Club interview. And it was crazy because I had my little cousin, you know, everybody thought we was playing. You know what I'm saying? You know, we wasn't playing. So he had this funky dance groove that he put out, and DJ Envy liked it. So, you know, we did the first interview at Quad Studio with DJ Envy.
That's dope.
And then after that, that's what activated the Breakfast Club interview. You know, but we didn't have Charlemagne. We just had Angela, and it was some other dude there. And Envy wasn't even there, but he interviewed us at the studio. So from there on, OG Loke and Michelle and all them people that helped me with my career, I just appreciate all y'all, you know, for believing in me. You know, we all got money together still to this day. You know, you get your royalties. But at the end of the day, that's why I tell the artists, you know, I ain't super famous, but I'm on my level. You know what I'm saying? Wherever my level's supposed to be at this time, that's what level I'm at. I'm still waiting my turn for my big time. You know what I'm saying? When I hit the big stage, you know, which I done been on big stages and seen a lot of big people do big stuff on big stages, but when I, myself, it's gonna be something different, you know? Yeah.
Let's talk about that, you know, future goal-wise, and then we're gonna check out this record. You know, you've had a lot of history in this business. You've worked with a lot of dope artists. You yourself are dope. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
It's a blessing to be able to see and touch and do as much as you have, because there's some people who won't experience that in a lifetime.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that's true.
God is blessing you. That means you've done right by people, because he's taking care of you.
Correct.
He's making sure you're good.
Right.
You know, let's talk about where you're going. I know you said, you know, we talking about the big stages and stuff, but what are some of the things that you are doing Maxpayne Shawty to make sure you get to them places?
Okay, the thing that I'm doing stuff you ain't gonna never believe, you know.
Try it.
So, you know, it's like I'm coming out my shirt, I'm fucking wilding all over the floor with the guitar. Like,
you doing some real Prince kind of stuff.
I'm jumping up in the air on the drums,
You
crashing
licking
the cymbals.
guitar and all that
Oh,
stuff.
I can do all that. If you need the toes, I got them too. So it's like stuff they would never think of. Like
Right.
I done watched so many of them stars from back in the day. I'm like, yo, this is what the world missing. They don't
Facts.
have nobody. We don't
Outside
have a
the
Michael
box,
Jackson no
right.
more.
Real
We
entertainment.
don't got no
Yeah.
James Brown, no Prince, no none of that. So I'm gonna recapture all that in all my new music, but I'm gonna incorporate it with the now times like I did this record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think you know, once Boosie Collins see this, he gonna want to talk to me, and hopefully I can get him to sing just a little piece of it, you know?
Bro, that
You
would
know?
be so fire. And I love that, you know, you're unapologetically you.
Yeah, that's all I know how to be. Cause see, one thing I learned over time, you can go out there and try to be whoever, dress like the next person or do whatever, however they do it, and guess what? You still not gonna kick that door. You gonna only kick that door when you do you yourself. Like I look back at, let's go back to D4L and Laffy
Yeah,
Taffy.
absolutely.
Everybody was on Laffy Taffy like, oh, these down south dudes done lost it. Like, what are they doing with the mic and the? But they were reminding us of what music was, just like Outkast. So it's like they don't have nobody doing that now. You know, Andre, he a legend, so he pretty much chilling. B.O.B. he do it a little bit sometimes.
Shout out to Fabo.
Yeah, oh yeah, Fabo. I can't forget Fabo, man. I done saw Fabo crank it for, he done crunk it for years.
Yes, and that's what I love about him, because he's so different, but he's still so relevant.
Yeah,
you know?
and that's what that's why he's still going.
Facts.
Him and Shawty Lo was still going. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't stop. Like, once they got a hold to the game, you always saw Shawty Lo. You always saw Fabo.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Mook B, he got the podcast and stuff.
Shout out to Mook B.
Shout out to Real Westside Bankhead.
Yeah.
I think he got that thing called New Radio.
He does. He got New Radio. Shout out to Mook B. What's up,
I ain't been
bro?
on there yet, but I'm gonna come see you, Mook.
He coming to see you real
I'm
soon.
coming to see you. But at the end of the day, you know, I watched them blow up. Like I'm the little guy in the back that's walking down the street with Shawty Lo when they going to the pool pad to rock this place. Like, I'm right beside him. All his diamonds out, everything. We just talking and smoking and walking. Yeah. I couldn't believe it. You know, it blew my mind, you know. But they loved me. They called me their little nephew. So, you know, I keep that vibe. Like, Styles P called me his nephew. Shout out to Locks for that versus battle, too. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get another one pretty soon. But they all, like, Junior Mafia, all them, you know, they call me their little brother, nephew, P, Crack, all them people I don't work with. Everybody. So, it's like Boosie is my favorite character, though, of all time.
Okay.
Like, they'll never stop. You know, and I got one with Boosie, too, with my artist, Joe Black. It's called I Don't Talk Much. It's like 3 years old, but at the end of the day, Boosie is my favorite character. And the reason being is because I can relate to him so much. Because where he come from, Baton Rouge, actually kind of could remind you of Sardis, Georgia.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody know everybody, you know what I'm saying? It's just one of them funky ghetto towns. That's what I can say, so.
I feel it.
You gotta love Boosie too, man. Like, one thing I like about him, there's a lot of stuff I like about him, but he's a boss. And I say that because he's putting other people in a position to be a boss.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
he's
saying?
unapologetic also.
He is.
Exactly.
Like, he do all his pain music, rap about his mama, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff.
And he's funny. He's so funny.
Yeah, he a trip now.
Did you see the meme that someone made about him talking about Boosie always needs something?
Oh, yeah. I think I saw it on the Shade Room.
I was like, yo.
Most needed is rapper.
Yeah, he's needing. He gets up every time, I need this, I need that. I was like, bro, that is so funny. But yeah, so let's talk a little bit about this record, man. Smoke One, man.
Smoke One, exactly.
You know, give us all the details
I'm gonna
behind
give you
it.
every detail. Smoke One was actually a record that I came up with years ago, you know, back in the day. And my sisters was singing the background at first.
Okay.
But, you know, as I evolved, I never put the record all the way out.
Okay.
So, like, now in my time, I'm like, I want to put this record out. So Smoke One, like I said, it's off of Boosie Collins. You know, I love the West Coast so much, you know, because it gives you, like, that down south feeling, too.
Right, I agree.
That record was big, you know what I'm saying? I think it was only like Eazy-E, and then you had Megan Thee Stallion. She sampled it again for the beat.
I love. Let's just pause there for a second. I'd rather fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the A.
That shit is hard.
Yeah. Long live Easy, boy.
Yeah, Easy was the truth. And shout out Lil Easy too. That's my partner. DJ Everready plugged me and him together, Easy's son. So, you know, when I went over there to do the BET experience, all them was there, Slim 400. I was like, man, this is cool, right? So I just be popping up in all the places, and I don't even be, sometimes you don't suspect, you know, who's there or nothing. I'm just there to do my thing.
You never know.
But when you get there, it's a whole bunch of networking. So Smoke One is basically about me, you know what I'm saying, serenading women. You know, I got 5 kids, you know what I'm saying? So it's about me serenading with my music, with the guitar, with playing the music. And Mr. G right here, Mr. Jerry Mills, he actually a legend. Like, you looking at a writer from the OJs on down, like, you know, toured with Frankie Beverly and more.
Blessings.
Right? So he a legend. So he would always speak to me, ever since we met 3-4 years ago, he always speak to me, he say, Max, you need to incorporate all your music in you. He was like, man, you putting out all these other artists, and, you know, they all seem to sound the same to me. That's his exact words. He's like, I need something tasteful. That's just how he said it. So
that's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Mr. G, man.
Yeah, so I said, well, Mr. G, you know what I'm saying? I'll try it one day, but I was like, right now, you know, we got to keep the foot on the gas. So I was a little, like I said, I was hesitant about jumping out there with my, like I was about to jump out. But then, like I said, it struck in me, and I just jumped up, and I just went to Mr. G. I said, yo, I think we got it. And he was like, yeah, it's a good idea. So I hit my sisters. I was like, what y'all think about this? And me coming out with the guitar, and the video would be filmed like it's 1978 and all this. They was like, yo, bro, they were like, you just passed to the next level. That's what they told me. So, and Miss G said the same thing. He was like, you are on to the next level. This is what you are supposed to be. You had to go through all that other stuff. You had to do the trap rap. You had to do the, what they call snap music. You had to do all these things to get to the level that you at now, which it was already there, but I kind of masked it. Yeah. Trying to, you know, portray like a thugly, don't fuck with me image, and I'm this and that. No, I'm just music. That's all I am.
And I'm so glad that, you know, he talked to you about focusing on you, because we as humans, not everyone, but we tend to focus on helping everybody else and being nurturing to everybody else and making sure everybody else is good. But what about you, bro?
Right. And I just now really got in tune with myself between last year and this year, like realizing at the age, like who I am and what I'm capable of doing. Because the mind is a terrible thing to waste. I used to hear my teacher say that all the time. He'd be like, why she say that? But now that I'm older, I see all the stuff I did back then. I'm like, oh, if I was only did this, do this, but now is the time. So, you know, everything happened for a reason. So.
Nah, for real. And you got to do it, because the only thing that we are guaranteed in life is at some point our clock's going to expire. And we don't know when that's going to be.
Correct.
We all going to die, you know, and death is forever.
Yeah.
Our life right now, as we know it, is not forever. So it's like, make sure you do everything that you are intended to do and that God wanted you to do. I see God's son.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm the original God's son. My little brother, he God's son too. But, you know, I came out with God's son. I had this idea when I was 16. I snuck and got a tattoo. I got one on my other shoulder. And then I wanted this because I didn't want my mom to think bad of my music. I wanted to tell her, you know, this gift right here comes from the good Father and you.
Absolutely.
You know, and she a beautiful lady, but, you know, church people don't indulge in all that kind of stuff. And I can't blame them, because the stuff I was doing, if you go back and look it up, it was horrible. So, you know, shout out to my mom, man. She really played a role in helping me change and stuff like that. And my pops, too, and my stepfather, I can't miss on nobody.
That's so
You know, my dad, he always mentioned the good faith and, you know, be you, stay you. And my stepfather, same thing, be true to yourself. Because one thing he told me was, God don't judge you on the way you make money. Like, you got to feed your kids, and I got 5, so, you know, God don't judge you.
Gotta take care of the babies.
Yeah, for sure. So, you know, shout out to the church people and shout out to the street people. I love all y'all.
Yeah, we love the church and the secular side. You dig?
Yeah.
So we about to get into this record, man. But before we do that, tell everybody where they can keep up with the movement.
Okay, you can keep up with the movement on my Instagram at King808God, on URT Records Management page on Instagram and Facebook, URT Records on YouTube. My beat page on YouTube is the 808 God Beats. My Facebook is Maxpayne Shawty. My Twitter is Maxpayne Shawty. My LinkedIn is Maxpayne Shawty. My Snapchat it's King 808 God. But you can go to my website, www.maxpayneshawty.com, get all the beat bundles, sound kits for producers, whatever you need. Artist management, you can go to urtrecords.com, the WordPress. You know, you can sign up for us to help you with your career like we do a lot of people. We give you a start off and you just keep it rolling. And then with this song right here, Smoke One, it comes out August the 27th.
Okay, so we got a super exclusive.
Yeah.
And I love that Mr. G's representing heavy for you. He got the IG on the back. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah, that's my team.
Hey, that's big love right there, bro. Do your thing.
My business partners is him and Miss Jill, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out to her too for coming through.
We put this thing together, man, and it was just a thought at first, but then now it's doing big things. So we glad to be a part of all that.
Yeah, you bringing everything to fruition.
Correct.
And that's what it's all about. You got a beautiful team around you. It's so nice to meet both of you. Definitely. And of course, this is my bro for life.
Forever.
You know what I'm saying? We
like
him for life. Yeah, thanks. We going to the end and whatever.
Eternity.
Whatever's beyond that, I don't know, but we there.
And I'm going to still be playing my guitar.
Thanks, man. So listen, we appreciate you coming through.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure.
Yes.
We got an artist that you're working with coming up next.
Yeah, we got Lil Cooper in the building. Lil Cooper is my artist. He from back home too. Burt County. Well, he on the south side of Atlanta. Been here for a while, so you might as well call him Atlanta Navy also.
Okay.
But you know, he hard, he young, he's 16 years old.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? And he entrusted me, you know, to get him where he needed to be at, and I'm doing my part on my job.
Well,
so.
he's definitely got the right one next to him. He's like a
you,
big brother.
Yeah,
you know what
for
I'm
sure.
saying?
I ain't gonna let him go left.
Facts.
Yeah, for sure.
So, bro, we about to get into this record. I need you to give us that really dope 808 King 808 God Maxpayne Shawty type of introduction. Go ahead and introduce
This
it
is
for us.
Smoke One by Maxpayne Shawty, man. Turn your speakers up. King 808 God. Let's go. We in the building.
Go.
Industry's most wanted.
You gotta show him the guitar on here real quick.
Oh, I can show him a little bit.
You gotta let him see.
I can show him a little
You
bit.
know what I'm saying?
They can't hear it.
But you gotta let them at least see it. You know what I'm saying? Hold it up so they can see it. There we go. I like the stars on this one. That's fast.
That's what we're thinking.
You should. Y'all need to put together a virtual concert for him. We're in that era.
You hear it, don't you? You hear me playing it?
Yeah. That would be a good way to jump off your Twitch.
Yeah.
Get you a Twitch channel, do a little virtual concert on there.
You hear it?
Yeah.
I played it on the record too.
Yeah.
That's a whole vibe. I like that.
Yeah.
And I know the visual gonna be crazy. I hear you. Give us that voice. Oh, there.
Yeah, he on it. I'm performing this at the hip hop boy too with a guitar.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
Oh, this ain't on the side.
dog right here, my brother from another, Maxpayne Shawty in this bitch.
You know what we can't do, and I got my stars on my guitar like
Please
Boosie.
believe it.
For sure. We're going all the way.
So listen, y'all, make sure you guys follow my dog, Maxpayne Shawty. Tell them one more time where they can follow the movement.
Follow me at King808God on Instagram, at Maxpayne Shawty on Twitter, at Maxpayne Shawty on Facebook, YouTube.com, the 808 God Beats, URT Records Management on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And you know what I'm saying, you can hit my website, MaxPayneShawty.com, and my BeatStars page, Maxpayne Shawty the Beat God. That's all the places you can find.